Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, Butterfly Spirit 314. So guys, today what I'm going to be talking about is the title of today's video, um, which is mistakes I made with my partner who I didn't know had PTSD. Um, and I might have the title completely wrong, and that's okay. And I know my hair is messed up, but I'm just wanting to get this to talk about the topic in today's video. And I'm going to tell you, if your partner has gone through any type of abuse, whether it be sexual abuse, emotional abuse, mental abuse, or physical abuse, your partner has trauma, and this trauma is going to have an impact on how they may get along with you versus how they may get along with family or friends, or even strangers that they don't know. Um, so, I've made some mistakes with my partner in particular, and just for you guys to know, I didn't know my partner had PTSD. And I just became aware that he may have PTSD. And somebody told him he might have PTSD, but, it wasn't diagnosed. So I didn't know that, that there was this, struggle for him. I didn't know that. I know that he experienced, um, I knew he experienced sexual abuse um, and physical abuse and maybe some mental abuse and things. And I feel that, with all that trauma, what I've chosen to do is see my partner as, to see him for who he is, love him for the qualities that he has and his good personality, that's what I love him for. Even though I found out he has now been diagnosed with PTSD, and it was referred to as severe PTSD, and he told me, even though that happened, I still see my partner as the wonderful person that I've come to know over the course of, you know, the 11 years that I've known him and that we've been in a relationship, you know. So one thing I want to tell you guys is um, love your partner for who they are, who you know them as. Just because they have a disorder, or maybe not disorder, but reorder, meaning that their brain has um, reorganized how it deals with maybe conflict, um, or complex emotions like anger or sadness or grief or anxiety or stress. So just be aware of that. Okay. Know that if your partner has PTSD, know that that is very common. There are a lot of people that are out in the world who have PTSD, and they don't want to be stigmatized. They don't want people to think that they're crazy. They don't want that. They want people to, they want love and validation for people. So I've made mistakes with my partner. Okay. And I'm going to be honest about this. I'm going to fess up about it and be truthful, because I want you guys to know that, not every experience that you have with your partner who has PTSD is going to be, um, it's not always going to be roses and candy and sunshine. Okay. It's not always going to be that way. Some mistakes I've made with my partner who has PTSD or severe PTSD is I made mistakes of not listening to him. And this would have been in times where we are arguing. Okay. I call it a disagreement. He calls it flat out just an argument. Okay. I have not listened to my partner. Okay. I'm listening. I've recently been listening, you know, and even though, some stuff, I hear some stuff, not other things. Um, but I realize if somebody has PTSD, they want you to listen to them. Okay. Um, they want you to listen to them because they want to share their feelings with you about how they feel. But if for some reason you are judgmental, like I was, or you come across as controlling, like I was, um, if you come across that way, your partner may have a hard time trying to confide in you. And instead, they may go and confide in somebody else. It could be their parents, their grandparents, their aunt and uncles, cousins, you know, friends or strangers even. Okay. So, it's a good idea to listen to your partner. Okay. Listen to them. Another thing that, and I admitted that I was controlling and judgmental. Okay. Another thing that I think um, I don't think helped my partner was that I was judgmental. So I have a strong sense of opinion, and I look at situations and people, and if I feel that people are doing something negative, like they're mean, rude, if they are, trying to fight people, or they're, backstabbers or, liars or whatever, if somebody is negative to me, then, I just realize, oh, okay, this is how this person is. Okay. Now, my partner he is really sweet and he tries to do things for me and they're so wonderful. He doesn't try, he does do things for me, you know. And my partner tries to do things to let me know that he loves me. Okay. So, you know, I would say that I am judging and that I'm somebody where, I make a judgment on people after they do something, like let's say they do something towards me, okay? Let's say they, think they can talk to me like they crazy, okay? Um, what I don't want to be a part of is somebody talking to me like they're crazy or, using a curse word to describe me. You know what I mean? That does not help me. Okay. So the situation that I ran into with my partner is that, and it wasn't with him, it was with somebody he knows. Let's just say it's family of his. Okay. You know. So, someone in my partner's family said something I didn't agree with. And because they said something I didn't agree with, I went to my partner, who I didn't know had PTSD, and I said to my partner, well, I don't like how such and such is doing this or doing that, or such and such said this and that about me, you know. But my partner has a strong connection with the with his family, okay? And because he has a strong connection with them, my partner feels like, when he sees his family, he loves them. And, you know, he feels like he can try to talk to the family member who did whatever, but, outside of that, he um, doesn't, you know, deal with them in a way where they will respect him, enough to respect me. Okay. And, if your partner has PTSD, their minds may be on, what they experienced when they were traumatized. That's what they may be thinking about most of the time. And, they may see their family member as, oh, well, this person has been nice to me. They've done this and that. Even if they probably did something to you or I, your partner may not see it like that because they may just say, well, oh, do I feel safe around this person? Oh, I feel safe around this family member. So, oh, if I feel safe around them, and you're upset with them, they may think that you're just blaming the family member. But the family member may have found themselves, they may have done something. And it's not right for, your partner's family members to do that. Okay. Now, of course, when my partner and I got into a relationship, I didn't know he had, you know, severe PTSD. I had no idea that he had that, you know. And so, I just talked to him like I would talk to anybody else, and share my opinions and stuff. And they think, oh, okay, you know, he'll understand me. So that's what I thought. But, my partner and I have experienced relationship problems because, um, we don't understand each other. And that is a big issue. And that kind of leads to, if we argue, he will shut down. I will get defensive. I say things that I don't particularly mean out of anger. And, my partner's feelings get hurt. I get hurt. And so, you know, that's not a good way for you and your partner to interact. You know, the way that you and your partner should interact is that you should understand each other. And if, for some reason, like if your partner who has PTSD does not understand you and what you feel, then you have to ask yourself the question, does my partner does my partner care about me? Do they value me? You know, and they may value you or they may not value you after they feel like, oh, you felt this way about my family member, but I love my family member. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying all this to say is that, a mistake that you can make with your partner with PTSD, sorry, the mistake you can make with your partner who has PTSD is that um, you may get upset with them because they are not, they are not protecting you from their family members, because they love their family members, right? And, what you can do is, try to be understanding. And you may not even know that your partner has PTSD. You may not have any idea, you know. And one thing I would say is the sooner your partner is diagnosed, and there's a chance that the diagnosis could be wrong. Okay. So, I'd suggest that have your partner, be talked to by a psychotherapist or psychiatrist. And, have your partner diagnosed, and I'm not saying you can have that done, but, encourage your partner to do that if you think they have PTSD symptoms. If your partner has flashbacks, okay? If your partner has a hard time dealing with a large amount of stress, okay? If your partner can become irritable, if your partner has things about them that that you have to accept, like if your partner says that they don't want to be touched, okay, or they're not comfortable with someone standing beside them, or maybe somebody standing in front of them, or touching them on a certain part of their body, or maybe your partner can't tolerate argument or a situation where a lot of emotions come about. Maybe your partner can't do that. Okay. And what I want to tell you is that, um, you know, it's important to, notice if they have triggers, if they talk about, harming themselves or committing suicide, it's very, very, very important for you to, it's important for you to listen to them. If you don't know how to be an active listener, there's videos out there, books out there about how to be an active listener. I'm sure there's classes about how to be an active listener, Um, and, and it is frustrating, if you don't know why your partner is doing different things they're doing, it is frustrating. But if they have trauma from their childhood and it resulted from, the situations they were raised around, then that is a tough thing. But what I think should happen is I think that it's important to realize what your partner's triggers are or the situations where they will feel they are triggered. Okay. It is important to understand how you feel. Don't ignore your feelings, and don't just put all your energy on your partner. Put energy on yourself. Balance it out. Put energy on your partner, then put energy on yourself. Energy on your partner, energy on yourself. Energy on your partner, energy on yourself. Energy on your partner, energy on yourself. Okay? Or it could be vice versa. Energy on yourself, then energy on your partner. Energy on yourself, then your partner. Then yourself, then your partner. Then yourself, then your partner. Okay? You guys got the idea. It's very important to it's really important, to just become aware of things. What makes your partner uncomfortable. Okay, be aware of how you feel too. Okay, be aware of that. And it may be frustrating if your partner doesn't understand you because you know they love this their whole family, or their a side of family, or a specific person in their family, and they can't see no wrong with them. you know you might have people who you don't see any wrong with, that's in your life, and that's understandable. And what I would tell you to do is, if you're having issues in your relationship, and you notice it's because your partner has these strange behaviors that you don't understand, or you find them odd, right? If that's the case, what is important for you to do is, ask your partner to get checked out, and your partner may not be comfortable with doing that. They may not be, you know, maybe not. And, relationship problems are a, um, a result of your partner having PTSD. You know, it's better if your partner is diagnosed, because if your partner is diagnosed, at least you know they have it. But if they're not, and they're doing these different things, and you don't understand why they behave the way that they do, then if you don't know, then how are you going to try to make your partner feel safe? How are you going to try to make sure they feel heard? How are you going to make sure that you're satisfying their needs? They should listen to you, and you should listen to them. Okay. And everybody learns different ways. Not everybody is a person who's about the sound of something, or they learn from seeing pictures, or they learn from seeing pictures and sound and writing. You know, Not everybody learns the same way, and it's important to know that. Okay, what I think is, if you if you if you try to understand your partner, you will be that one person who's advocating for them. You know, Even if their family is who they think is the most wonderful people on earth or whatever, even if that's the case, their family may not be ready for them having PTSD. They may not be ready for that. Their family might make a mistake of thinking they're the same person when they're not, you know. And I would say, if somebody does have PTSD, then it's important to educate yourself about it, learn about it, and also know that, hey, if they're diagnosed with PTSD, then your partner is going to need space. That's important. If you think it's an emergency where you think that your partner should not be driving because they're having, a flashback or something like that, or night terrors, or they are shaking, or they're sweating profusely, or they have heart palpitations, if you see that, right? If you see it, you know, and it goes unnoticed, your partner can be in a lot more pain than you know. One thing I want you guys to know is I only covered like a couple of things, or a few things that were mistakes. There's other mistakes too that are out there. One mistake could be ignoring your partner's trauma. That could be one thing. Ignoring that they have, some people call it baggage, but I wouldn't say baggage as much as it's trauma. You know what I mean? That's what I would say. If you ignore your partner's trauma, if you ignore the fact that they've gone through, mental or emotional abuse, and a little bit physical, then you're missing a part of them. They may be the person they are today because they went through what they went through, and they probably don't want to They probably never want to go through what they went through in the past. They never do. Never. But even if they don't want to, if they have therapy, they may have to talk through things that happen to them. Okay. So that's really important. And I will say this, you know, PTSD can affect their job, who they're around, and it's okay if you make a mistake. The earlier on you know that your partner has PTSD, the better, because then you know what they have, and then you can start learning about it. And you can do individual relationship counseling where you talk to, relationship counselor, and you tell them the situation, and you tell them times where you was upset, and then as you come out as a person who's more uh, you come out as a person who's more safe. Okay. Somebody your partner is okay with being around, and I understand, if you and your partner have relationship problems and them having PTSD is one thing, and you guys have been under stressful situations. Yes, you've been through a lot, and you have to make sure that you take care of yourself and get counseling. That's very important, And sometimes, it takes for you to admit that there are things that you have that are unresolved that you need to work through, right? But that can make things better for you. Okay. I would say, if your partner, you know, came back from a psych ward from a hospital, you know, it's important to be easy on your partner. You know, don't expect a lot from them. Expect them to be in a situation where, they're going through a lot. And I think your partner will thank you for, letting them get away, you know. And what if they move their stuff out and they go home and live with their grandparents or something? If that happens, give them some time, because pretty soon your partner is going to want to talk to you. And it can be in a few days, it can be in a day, a few days, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month even, you know, and it can be hard not having them around, but not having them around gives you the chance to get to know yourself and understand yourself better. That's what it gives you the chance to do, right? So, you know, give your partner space. And, if your partner says, if they prefer living where they do, that's fine, but if your partner is used to living on their own, with you, and then they go home, it could probably be tough on them if they go home, because their family is going to forget about what they have, and they may think that's an excuse and not treat them very well. So your partner is probably going to be more likely to come back. Your partner may also be more likely to come back to you, come back and live with you if you were supportive to them. They're more likely to be that way. That's the thing. They're more likely to be, come back if they feel like, you know, you you are taking care of yourself, and you're a safe person for them to be around. Then they're going to be around you, and they're going to be like, oh yeah, I want to do this. You know what I mean? So that's what they will do. But you have to make sure that you make yourself a comfortable person. And you may not always be a comfortable person, but you can always get tips from a relationship therapist who can tell you, oh well, this is what you can do, you know. And it's good to make contact with a relationship therapist because they can help you as long as they know. Okay. So I think I've talked. It's going on 20, almost 25 minutes here. But anyway, guys, it's important to know that you're going to make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. I've heard of some people um, being with people who have PTSD and stuff, and that's okay. you know. And what I mean is that there's some people out there who have been the best possible partner possible. They never shot at their partner. They've never raised their voice. Shouting, raising your voice is the same, but they've never disagreed. They've never gone through stressful situations with their partner and stuff like that. It's never been a thing. Okay. So it's important to think about things. I'm kind of tired, so this is what the video I'll make today. But I have another video that I'm going to make, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you for watching. Bye. Oh, and before I end this video, guys, if you have experience with dating someone with PTSD, please comment below and let me know. What was stressful about being in a relationship with them? What wasn't? What was easy being with them? What if you're still in a relationship now? If you're in a relationship now with someone with PTSD, what do you do to keep the peace? Have you had relationship counseling? As your partner that has PTSD, have they been through some sort of therapy, or has your partner been through, you know, um, trauma or anything like that? Or do they have a family that you don't really get along with, but you love your partner? Share below and let me know in the comments, okay? Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you, and see you next time.